This is Sparta!
Go. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. All right, nation. My name is Law Nation, LAW Nation. Let's get this thing going one way or another, the best way, the right way. Really appreciate each and every last one of you all for tuning in to this thing as we talk about Dak Prescott. Let me say this again as we talk about Dak Prescott contract. My thing is close sources to me said that they're working on this 4-year deal. Now, Jay Glazer just came out too and said, hey, I believe that they are trying to get this 4-year deal out of this situation, and it could be just that. We hear this type of news go on and on and on and on again. Now, why would you sully the waters and put this guy on a franchise tag in the first place when you're going to go ahead and cave and give the man the 4-year deal anyway? That is the mystery within the mystery. That is something that we just don't know. Maybe it's a billionaire strategy. Jerry Wayne Jones is a billionaire, not by mistake. He didn't wake up one day and walk up on $1 billion. He actually made billions and billions of dollars willing and dealing. And I ain't talking about $1 billion, right? It's one thing to have $100, right? But he got multiples of those things. So what I'm trying to say here is we're going to listen into Undisputed Cowboys talk. We're going to listen to what they have to say about this particular situation. I'm going to give you guys my live review and response about this. And we're going to talk about all of the things that's possible within the confines of an hour or so. Akeem, really appreciate you. SP Jackson, really appreciate you. Thank those who are joining in as members, man. I really appreciate you guys for showing your love and adulations for the nation. Thank those who reached out to me and told me Happy Father's Day. That's a wonderful, wonderful feeling for people to reach out to me personally and say Happy Father's Day, man. I really appreciate those that's out here that's been supporting this channel. Landon, man, really appreciate you for making the donation to help grow this thing financially, man. Really appreciate you guys. Let's listen into what they have to say.
Do you agree?
Skip, I still believe he's going to play under the franchise tag because this makes no sense to me now that you would create this kind of bad blood with Dak Prescott and then all of a sudden cave and give him the money that he's recommended when you could have given them this and kept the bad blood out of the equation. I just don't see it happening, Skip. I really, especially now we don't know the capacity of the stadiums. They say if there are no fans or limited fans, they can lose somewhere between $1 and $3 billion in ticket revenue. That's going to affect the cap
Thoughts on
moving
one
forward.
of the quieter 2020 offseason moves for the Dallas Cowboys was resigning.
Yes,
Cornerback
indeed.
Anthony Brown to a 3-year contract.
Ooh, that's some good stuff there, Landon. I'm definitely going to dive deep into that. Before I go into more details, check out the silver and the blue. This brother loves to wear silver and blue. I think that he's a closet Dallas Cowboys fan. Let me know if I'm saying this off kilter. You see, I would have went with more of a solid shirt. But, this would probably work. The picnic shirt with the gray blazer, with the Cowboys blue tie. That's pretty dope with Shay Sharp. Let's listen to more what he got to say about the situation.
They don't know long-term deal projecting out. The cap might come down, and Jerry's like, hold on, that 14% that we don't want to go over might be 18, 19%, Skip. If the cap comes down, we give you the type of money that you're asking for. So, Skip, at this point in time, I just don't see it happening. And plus, Dak says you made no acknowledgement. As a matter of fact, I'm going up on the price. Because you have not acknowledged Black Lives Matter, it's an extra $5 million.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Now, that is a little smoke screen there. I don't think that the Cowboys, the organization, the owner, need to acknowledge the Black Lives Matter at this state of the franchise. I will say this, that is a, how can I put this? It's a bad situation to be in if you are a person who never lived through the shoes of a brother right now. And for Jerry Wayne not to speak out, I think that speaking out just to be speaking out is a bad situation for them to do. I think that collectively speaking is that they just need to let this thing go under the water just a little bit more and wait till everybody get a chance and opportunity to speak to the media. Remember, the time when Jerry Jones spoke out last time is because they had mandatory meetings as it relates to media talk sessions. I think that Jerry Wayne Jones is doing the right thing. Real G's moving silent. I think that Jerry Jones is doing the right thing, gathering all of the information that he can possibly, and he's going to speak out when it's time, when the time is needed. I do know that Stephen A. Smith and everybody else, even my dog, Tank Lawrence, McCoy, all of them are talking about, hey, Jerry should speak out against this topic. But I can look at it from these angles. McCoy is new to this team. He don't know the amount of media presence that's going to get him as it relates to him speaking. It's just how it is, Cowboy Nation. Now, Tank Law, when he was talking about it, yes, it's about time for Jerry to speak out. But he did preface his statement saying that this right here, I don't think that the voice of one person will change everything. So what I'm trying to say is that allow Jerry to assess the situation and let him give the platform a time to go over all of this stuff and let him speak out when he is ready. You should never force somebody to speak out against something what they're going to only put their opinions on when they never live with it, you know. So that's all I have to say with it. But I do know that the national media always got to have their narrative and say, well, Jerry Jones is this and Jerry Jones is that. Remember, God gave you 2 ears to listen and 1 mouth to speak. And those who understand the situation, it's better to be kept quiet about a situation that you really can't touch on and identify with before you outspeak your wisdom teeth. So in my world of worlds, I think that Jerry Wayne Jones is going to wait to speak at the right time. And I guarantee you, he's going to hit everything in the right perspectives. Let's go. Let's listen to more what they got to say.
Yeah.
You got that straight from the inner circle.
Yeah, on Todd France told me. He said because you, and see, he knows what Jerry's trying to do. Try to like, well, Juneteenth is a holiday. No. Juneteenth happened in 1865. June 19th, 1865. So 155 years, Juneteenth has been celebrated. Not one time have you gave paid vacation, paid time off. Now, we're going to let you do it now. Cost you extra $5 million, Jerry, you're going to have to go on national TV and say Black Lives Matter. And you're going to have to stand up for us.
That's going to be part of the deal.
Part of the deal.
Okay.
Yep.
That's the little comedy area on them right there. You know, that's just how they got to do it. They got to do the comedy spiel.
I love Jay Glazer. Jay Glazer is really, really good at what he does. He doesn't swing and miss.
True.
I can't remember ever swinging and missing. He's not one of those shock jocks who throws it against the wall and hope it sticks.
Right.
I'm sure hoping he knows all the inner workings that are happening right now. I hope he is right on point because my team needs to get this out from under, get this out of this roadblock out of their way. It's a psychological roadblock for the football team because you're going to go in, if he plays under the tag, nobody's going to be completely comfortable with this because it just creates more bad blood. Yeah.
All right, so let me break this down, and I'm going to have to give you guys some commentary on this. I just can't play the video without my commentary. And otherwise, that wouldn't be me doing the actual, review of the situation. Here's the thing. What do they mean when it's it sullies the water when you play under the franchise tag. And what does it mean when you have the Kirk Cousins who went through 2 years, not one, but 2 years under the grand scheme of playing under the franchise tag? It means that number one, it means that there's lack of faith and trust than your particular quarterback. Number two, it kind of feel like a woman, and I'm gonna have to use this analogy, who's been in a relationship with somebody for maybe 4 years. And she thinking that she's going to get the diamond ring, or she's thinking that she's finna get the engagement piece. Then all of a sudden, she gets a promissory ring. Now, it's cool when you're in middle school. It's cool. Maybe, just maybe, when you in high school, a promissory ring or what have you, if they still do that these days. I'm from the South, all the gentlemen really live in the South, right? I'm just playing with you guys. But it could be, in your freshman year, maybe, just maybe, of college, maybe you can accept a promise ring. But when you thinking long term, you're going to want that real deal. You want that commitment. And when you not getting the full commitment, you kind of tend to not be all the way in. And this is what's going on with Dak Prescott. Maybe, just maybe, his camp will want the full commitment, not some promissory ring. They want to know whether or not this particular organization believes in him ultimately, because he done already sacrificed 2019, if you know what I mean, playing, and betting on himself. Neither here nor there. That's my analogy. You guys can come up with another one. But let me know if I'm wrong, ladies.
It's as if neither party is all the way in, and it's never really worked out for anybody except for Kirk Cousins, but it didn't work out for the Redskins at all. They paid him a ton of money and got little to nothing in return.
And they're still looking for a quarterback.
That is correct.
Well, you got a month, Skip. July 15th is your drop dead date. You got 1 month.
My gut feeling is, and I'm not in the inner circle on this,
right?
But I do know Jerry. I've known him for a long time, and it feels like there's too much ice to thaw by July 15th. It feels like the bad blood coagulated. And it started, as Yahoo reported, back in the regular season, when Jerry kept saying, building up to game number 1 against the Giants, we're close.
Imminent.
Well, he said that night after the Giants game, big win, big game by Dak, QBR at 94, scale 0 to 100, imminent. And somebody asked, what does that mean? What? He said, days. It means within days. So I'm coming in here banging on the countertop, right?
Feeling good. Feeling good.
Like, here it comes. Tomorrow's going to be the big day on Undisputed, or maybe it's the next day.
Right.
And the days passed and nothing happened, because I did not know that they were, again, betting on themselves, Todd France and Dak. So they play another game at arch rival Washington. He has another huge QBR of 94 in that game. Right. And they play a third game against the lowly Dolphins. Shannon Sharp's telling me it's all garbage, doesn't mean anything, right? They're not playing anybody. And Dak has another pretty big day of QBR 82. So right out of the box, he has an average QBR of 90 in 3 games, which just is running away with the QBR race in the NFL. And what happened? They go back to the negotiating table after 3 games, and Todd France says, Jerry, April Fools, or should I say September Fools.
Hey, I'm going to have to break that part down, but let's listen to more what he had to say about that. But we do know, just for preferences, didn't the Eagles lose to the Dolphins? Oh, let me know if the Patriots, didn't they lose to the Dolphins last year? Let me know, because I need help on that. Let me know. Help me out, Cowboy Nation.
And you're the fool. Because we just changed the price. It just went right through the roof of Jerry World, right? And all of a sudden, Jerry got, according to Yahoo, angry. And I know Jerry, that's one thing. You don't jerk the rug out from under Jerry Jones in a negotiation, especially when he thought it was in good faith, and we are right there. We just got to cross this T and dot that I, and it's bottom line signed by Dak Prescott.
You know how it works, Skip. You know how retail is. Okay, the blouse or the shirt, is $150. Okay.
Break it down, Shay Sharp. Look, Shay Sharp finna break it down for me. And it's just crazy on how these two argue and debate. Nevertheless, I have to say this. Yes, if I'm putting out a deal or a contract with a billionaire, would I ask for pennies? I'm going to ask for the highest of the highest, knowing that I'm putting up these type of results. And on top of that, nobody saw that the Saints all of a sudden, it's kind of crazy to me. Hey, it can go both ways, man. Y'all gonna have to send me a couple crazy checks, right? It's kind of crazy to me is that when we had a few of the Cowboys, ex-Cowboys players on the late night hype show, right? Me, Big Game James, and Skywalker still with the new field. They said that it was Anthony Wright we had in. He said that Jerry Wayne Jones stepped up and he was in the actual practice facilities, in the meeting rooms and everything. And it was kind of bizarre to him that he was the only owner / GM to be in all of those things, right? Now, it's kind of crazy because y'all just follow me along. You got nothing else to do during this this pandemic going on around, so you might as well just listen to me. It's kind of strange to me that the game plan changed after the Miami Dolphins game. Let me know if I'm wrong. The whole game plan done changed. You know what I mean? If I can make that rhyme, the whole game plan done changed. You know what I'm saying? The way that we utilize Tony Pollard in that Miami Dolphins game for him to go and play the following week against the Saints to have 0 snaps is bizarre to me. Oh, I want people to go back and watch the Miami. And I know a lot of people going to say, well, of course, Law, it was Miami. And that's the Saints. But we didn't think to think about all of this small stuff. But let's listen to more what they got to say.
Hey, that's what it is today. You might come in tomorrow, it might be 155, 160. You can't get mad at me because you should have bought it yesterday. But you waited till tomorrow and the price went up. So you should have signed Dak when you had the chance. Price gone up.
A funny thing happened to Dak Prescott on the way to the bank. Then he played a 4th game and a 5th game, and he played 13 more games. And over those 13 games, Pro Football Focus ranked him the 15th best quarterback in the NFL because I got to tell you, as big a fan as I am, he wasn't great. And they had the big game of the year up at New England, and he had a QBR of 26. And then they had the make or break, sink or swim game of the year to end the regular season at Philly. And he wasn't a whole lot better. His shoulder was banged up, but he had a QBR of 38. And he ended up as the starting quarterback 8-8, and he did not make the Pro Bowl. And he missed too many key throws. See Tavon Austin at Philly, 4th quarter, last drive.
What about all them old tight window throws that you keep?
Yeah, what all? This is crazy because now Shay Sharp is defending Dak Prescott and Skip Bayless is talking about, hey, those games. But when we really look at it, he just adding fuel to the fire to all of the people that don't believe in Dak Prescott, which is okay, you know, from my understanding of what they're talking about as it relates to the game plan, right? My thing is with this whole entire situation. All right, I understand. If you want to say Dak Prescott had a horrible game against the Eagles, you can put that as a cookie. It's not like the guy that they got the big contract for the Eagles put up 450 yards. It's not like he was just galvanizing us and put up like 5 touchdowns against us, right? Against our particular defense. It's not like Carson Wentz was able to walk on water in that game, because I do remind you guys that within that same game, Carson Wentz had a fumble that somehow the Cowboys didn't want to fall on it. On top of that, Xavier Woods had a clear pick 6. Didn't want to be able to catch the ball, wanted to play volleyball with the football, but that's a story of a different day, right? So that's somehow to be Dak Prescott's fault, right? Oh, when we finally got into the money zone, red zone, green zone, they do a toss sweep to the weak side of the formation of the offense, and all of a sudden, Tony Pollard wanted to play basketball with the football. But that's the story of a different day, right? But I will only sound like an apologist, right, if I say that those things were the major factors of why we lost that game. Now, Dak Prescott, yes, within that particular game, he had 5 drops. I could count 4 of them really was on the receiver fault. One of them is just ball so high, John Legend couldn't even sing the song so high. You know, we can talk about that. However, this is what you basing Dak Prescott's whole career on? That Eagles game and against the Patriots? Wasn't it a monsoon? Let me tell y'all how crazy the Patriot game was. Didn't you guys know that Ezekiel, the main man, Elliott, was averaging over 5 yards a carry? Oh, didn't you guys know the first time in the history of football that they called 2 phantom tripping calls? Game changing. Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Keep throwing up in my face. Dak had the 4th highest completion percentage on tight window throws. Dak Prescott throws the most catchable passes in the NFL.
I think you're confusing him with the GOAT.
No, I ain't confusing with nothing. I'm confusing with but hold on. You said Dak Prescott after the first 3 games, Dak was the 15th best quarterback. That's what you said, right?
Over the last 13.
Over the last 13 games. So were the other 14, are their contracts up?
Right place, right
time. So Dak Prescott is number 1 then. So it don't matter about them other 14. That number 15, his contract is up. So Jerry Jones, what you gonna do?
I believe they're asking for in the 40s, $40 million a year, which is way beyond what Russell Wilson makes at the top of the list right now. And I think it's money that even Lee Steinberg and Patrick Mahomes were not thinking about a couple of months ago until this started happening. And then they're saying, here we go. Set that bar way up high.
Lee Steinberg and Pat Mahomes talking about $250,000. Yeah, $250,000. That's what they're looking at, a $250,000 ticket.
Okay. They can realistically, credibly talk about it because that guy won an MVP and that guy was the MVP of a Super Bowl winning team. Okay. So I can't take that away. You got me. That is worth a quarter of a bill. Yes, that's a quarter of a billion. It is. I give you that. Dak, for all of my belief in him, he hasn't done that.
No.
He's made 2 Pro Bowls in 4 years and won 2 division championships in 4 years, and he's 1 and 3 in the playoffs.
And Dak says, well, I don't want to do that, and y'all pay me this bump because y'all already got me for 4 years, Skip. Remember? Y'all underpaid me for 4 years. So I don't want to be Super Bowl MVP. I don't want to win league MVP, and then y'all got me strapped into a 6-year deal that you're unwilling to renegotiate.
All right.
So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get fair above market value right now, so I'll be able to sleep with myself when I win y'all this Super Bowl and be an MVP.
Did y'all hear? Shay Sharp already talking about, hey, when we get to the Super Bowl, he got more faith than good old Skip Bayless. My thing is, and he's speaking from the actual truth right here. You know, you do pay your way in the NFL. So when we start talking about, hey, can Dak Prescott take a little home team discount, you know, but we was getting that home team discount for 4 years. 4 years we've been getting creme de la creme discount money. Now, if the Cowboys were wise, then they would have looked at everything and said, okay, I'm going to bring in a Super Bowl caliber coach. Then, because that will be the market window to have that opportunity of chances to win a Super Bowl. Now, it's funny to me how he brought up the fact that Dak Prescott is 1 and 3 in the playoffs, right? I want to know, what is Deshaun Watson playoff record? Can you guys put Deshaun Watson playoff record in the comment box for me? Oh, I want to know of Lamar Jackson playoff record. Can you put that down in the comment box for me? Playoff record. You're talking about playoff. And mighty of it all, I want to know what Carson Wentz playoff record is. Can somebody put that down in the comment box? Help educate the nation, because I don't want opinions. I want facts. Let me repeat. I don't want opinions. I want the facts. Boy, it make my teeth turn white. It make my beard grow. Oh, 1 and 2. This is from Chris. on the Facebook group. Really appreciate you. 0-2. This is from somebody else's 0-2. Oh, okay. So that's bizarre. And I do love the cherry picking of the caliber of teams that we played. It's kind of like this. A lot of times people say, well, the Cowboys can't beat anybody, right? I want somebody to put down 5 quarterbacks that got a more or a higher winning percentage than Dak Prescott since 2016. I want you to name me 5 quarterbacks. Let me know who got more wins, because they say it's not about the stats. It's not about the stats. It's about the wins. And then when you pull up the wins, it's about the stats. It got to be something that people got to put out there that's factual. Since 2016, name me 5 quarterbacks that got more wins than Dak Prescott. I'm waiting for that answer. Shout out to you, Young Wilson, man. Really appreciate you so much for tuning in to the nation. But we want to put out those facts, though, because from my understanding, it seems like Dak Prescott only played in 2019 and the other years don't count. Oh, it seems like Dak Prescott always had those weapons around him.
We are making a big thing out of it. He's signing tender. I think he will sign for solidarity, but it will work out in a 4-year contract after tag. Call me hand medium skin tone.
Shout out to you, Young Wilson. Really appreciate you.
P, I'll be able to sleep with myself knowing I'm making 38, 39 million as opposed to making a little $35 million. And plus, Russell Wilson deal was 2 years ago. What they got to do with me? I'm talking about right now. Right now, Skip.
Okay.
2 years ago, the climate was different. Look at it right now.
Well, guess what else is happening right now? A thing called the exclusive franchise tag is happening, and it's on him. And Jerry Jones knows that he could pay Dak a grand total of $31.4 million, which is a lot less than 40-odd million, next year, and have him.
Yep.
And then he could do it again for a second year at about 30, it's almost 37 million as it stands right now. But that's considerably less than 40-odd million.
Right.
And you could have 2 years of Dak Prescott under the tag.
Right.
The third year would get a little pricey because it goes up to 54
Let that sink in for a second, Skip.
Let it sink in.
Kansas City and the Houston Texans are saying, you know what, we want to do these deals. Skip, you do realize that both Deshaun and Mahomes have a 4th year, plus a 5th year option and a franchise tag. So theoretically, these teams don't have to do anything for 3 years. And they're at the door right now and say, guys, let's sit down and talk. Let's try to get something. Your guy waited till the contract was completely done 4 full years before he did anything. And Dak Prescott said, nah, Jerry, you know, I was going to think about doing a little something, do you a little nice favor. But since you made me go all the way to the end, nah, I ain't going to be able to do it.
Facts! Woo! Woo! Don't you guys hear those facts? Those are facts. Those are facts. It's equivalent to what he just said. It's kind of like you waiting all the way to the end of your contract term and say, hey, I want you to do it again. Facts. Facts, man. Look, you can't have your cake and eat it too. You got to look at this thing like this, Cowboy Nation. If the Cowboys wanted to get Dak Prescott at the low, they should have did it in 2018. But you can't go all the way and say, okay, bet on yourself at your tip end of your career, and you put up close to 5,000 yards. Your touchdown to interception ratio is not there. It's pretty good in a sense. Your QBR is there. And on top of that, yes, you went 8-8. Yes, we can count those losses on you because you're the quarterback. You get all of the credit when we're good, and you get all of the credit and the blame when we lose. Okay, I get that. But you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube and say, let's start over. It don't work that way, ladies and gentlemen. It definitely don't. And he just spoke the unforgettable truth right there. That truth right there is what it is. You cannot put the toothpaste back in the tube. And on top of that, he's speaking from, look, put it like this. If the Cowboys wanted to get greedy with the whole situation and they didn't see the love and adulation, well, they didn't have the love and adulation that they have on Dak Prescott, as me as a Dallas Cowboys diehard true Cowboys fan, if they didn't want to do all of this back and forwardness, because it'll still be the same next year, right? If he plays under this franchise tag, we just hope that the brother don't get injured, right? So then we have to re-talk about all of this. Will he get signed to a long-term contract or what have you? If they really trust what Dak Prescott could have done as it relates to value-wise and getting picks and these sorts of things, then they could have just let the brother hit the market so that they can get 2 first-round draft picks or a first and a second or a first and a third and be done with it so we won't be talking about this. And for those who just can't stand Dak Prescott, we can be on the train of Andy Dalton. That would have been the wisest thing of it all. But why would you drag this situation all the way out to this point? For one, to go ahead and give the man the 4-year contract, or for number 2, for this guy to actually sign a 5-year contract, whatever the first offer was, or number 3, basically, for this guy to play under the franchise tag in the first place. This is bizarre. That is all distraction. That is, like I said, you going through all of this situation with your lady, and you say, well, here's the promissory ring. And she's looking at it like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I done washed your dirty drawers. I done put food on the table. I was with you when you had nothing. I made stuff to happen when it's not supposed to happen. When we didn't have the money to go get the groceries. We've been shacking, even though we didn't supposed to be shacking. And this is how you do in return. And you knew for a fact that I wanted that real deal, Holyfield deal. And you going to bring out this promissory ring. It don't work that way. It don't.
So help me out. Is my guy better than Patrick Mahomes?
No.
Is my guy better than Deshaun Watson?
I've been trying to tell you
That's
that for the
argument.
longest time, but you ain't want to listen to me. But
argument.
now he want to get his money. Now you want to talk about he like the 15th best quarterback.
I didn't say he's the 50th. I've always said he's the 10th best. I got him barely in the top 10, which is pretty great.
When the other 9 is not available. So you got to pay him top dollar.
Okay, because Shannon Sharp would like my team's salary cap wrecked going forward. And I'm going to remind everybody, because of the pandemic.
Will that get me in trouble?
Yeah, that was the end of that one, then. We're going to talk a little bit about the McCoy situation. This is the next thing on their particular episode there. But nevertheless, I want to tell people that there's no right or wrong answers. We all just giving you guys our objective opinions, right? So I don't never want people to say, well, Law said this. Excuse me. Law said that, so that have to be the truth. That have to be the gospel according to the Cowboys, what have you. No, these are just our opinions, but also we laced in some facts with it, And you got to figure out, Cowboy Nation, how and how only this team find ways to be in headlines year after year around this time. How do they find themselves in this crazy headline of, do you pay this guy, do you don't pay this guy not deserving this? Watch. Just sit back and watch. Michael Gallup is next. That's just the bottom line. People are going to start saying, well, he's not deserving such and such money. People are going to start counting that man's pocket. Watch. Just wait and see.
What do you think would happen if he had hurt and he's on the franchise tag? Then what?
All right, so it says, what would you think what would happen if he got hurt while he's on the franchise tag? And this is from Landon. That's my whole entire point of this episode, basically, and what I did the other day to talk about, what if Dak Prescott go down week 3? What if Dak Prescott goes down week 6? And then all of a sudden, yes, that $31 million looks good. And somebody said, and I forgot your name, man, charge it to my head, not my heart. Somebody said, well, he got insurance money. He got insurance money that would pay him upwards of $80 million if he get injured, Is that the cookie that you really want? Huh? Is that the cookie that you really want? $80 million and you looking like Ron Shazier out there? Huh? Football got no feelings with this. You got to go get your bag. You got to go get your paper. And I'm not trying to make a joke out of Ryan Shazier's type of situation, but the brother can barely walk. That's the reality of it. Football is it's not a game out here. It's a game, yes, but it's entertainment, yes. But these guys are putting their bodies on the line. And people hit me up, well, Law, why shouldn't he run more? Why shouldn't he do this more? Would you do running more? Oh, man, he's greedy. Huh. Ask the Steelers would they put him to play. I guess they got to get paid from within the confines of the market. You just can't just put a guy out there and say, okay, here's the 22 mil, sign it. Let's go get this Super Bowl. Let's sacrifice your dollars so that we can win this Super Bowl. No, it don't work that way. It do not work that way. It's a business, yes. It is a business. Yes, just pay Dak. If he's injured, we are done then. This is from Young Wilson. I agree with what he's saying. Yeah. I mean, that's just how we got to look at it. We got to look at it from those angles, Cowboy Nation. We got to say to ourselves how we can get this thing going in the best way, the proper way, in the right way. That's the reality of it. Appreciate you, Jimbo. Thank you for tuning in. GD, what's good? All right, so I'm going to let the AI speak on that, but you get what I'm saying, though, right? You guys will get what I'm saying. I'm going to read some more of your comments here. Law is very lucrative, yeah.
Dallas did offer Dak a contract in 2019. They didn't want to wait. It was for approximately $33 with $90 million guaranteed. His agent turned it down.
$33 million from GD. Yeah, that contract was at the start of the season. Now, here's the thing. They didn't give him that contract until September. I think that was the offer situation, and they played out that first week. What I'm trying to say is that at the end of 2018, heading in at the end of that particular season, if they would have brought Dak Prescott into the room and sat him down at that point, his market value was right at $22 million. I remember and I recall, and I did several episodes because the guy, what's the big guy name? He's fired now from Fox or what have you. I forgot his name. Good Lord, man. Senior moment. But he was saying that they shouldn't pay Dak Prescott no more than $15 million. That's what they said, What's his name? Y'all help me out. Speak for yourself or something like that. And they were sitting there saying that, okay, I wouldn't give him $15 million. And at the time, 22 was his market rate. There's no way in life Dak Prescott would have turned down a $28 to a $29 million contract at that time. But what happened was Carson Wentz got his dime. I think that set the market up. It raised the market price. Oh, I think during that time, what's his other guy? Russell Wilson. He said he would not show up to training camp until he get his paper by the 15th, and they went on ahead and paid him. Whitlock, really appreciate you, man. Key Jones, man, really appreciate you. Whitlock. So it is what it is. Tomorrow says the only person to blame Dak mess is Jerry for waiting so long. You're right. All right. Coming off the top rope with the information for the nation. Yes, indeed.
Trouble saying that. I don't know, but the truth is it needs to be said. So, Shannon, would you like to see a statement from Jerry or a press conference?
No. I've heard everything I need to hear from Jerry, which was nothing. That's it.
Yep. Well,
so anything that he says,
way to look at it.
I mean, come on, let's be real. And I told you at the time, I said, Skip, that was a photo op. I'm saying, if you think Jerry Jones feels some type of way about this movement, he does not. He's unmoved. He's doing this to try to show his team, and they bought it. I give him credit. They bought it. He did a great job.
Talking about
when he locked on and took it.
2017.
Yes.
Monday Night Football, September 25th.
Yes.
Yep.
And he took that knee, and they bought it.
Remember, they were conflicted in the locker room, and he went in maybe 10 minutes before kickoff and said, I got the solution. Let's all step inside the out-of-bounds line.
Right.
Go 10 yards in and kneel together, arms locked. Right. I'll bring my family out there. He brought everybody.
Everybody.
Stephen, Jerry,
Charlotte. Jerry
everybody.
Jr.
Yeah.
It was a photo op. So now, whatever he says, Skip, is not going to be authentic. It's like Now Juneteenth is a holiday, paid holiday. Skip, if you didn't know better, I was just thinking. I was laying down last night. I was thinking.
You know what? Here's the thing: is they got to get off Jerry Wayne Jones. If anybody can talk about Jerry, it could be me, right? Oh, okay. But my thing is with Jerry Jones and them trying to bend the hand of Jerry to have this conversation to the nation about what's going on in this country and what's going
Got
on.
Jerry Jones pissed off. Hope he get what he thinks he deserves. Both sides the reason for the problems now.
Yeah, my dog over here, Antoine, man, really appreciate you so much, man, for making the donation to help elevate the nation. He says both sides really kind of dropped the ball on that. And you speaking nothing but the truth. I'm just going to touch a little bit on this thing again with McCoy speaking out, saying that, okay, Jerry should speak out or what have you. My thing is they brought up the point when the whole entire team walked out and they took the knee or what have you. At the time, it was a very, very, very rough time. And it's the rough time right now. I just want people to understand this right here, that the stadium in the Star of Frisco, everywhere around this particular team is not owned by one individual. You got sponsorship dollars that was at the time pulling ads because of this and pulling things because of that. Now, rightfully so, I will say were they pulling ads for the right reason? No. But at the end of the day, we got to look at everything from the opposite side of things. Regardless of how I can tell you guys how I feel about a certain topic, you would never understand. A person who never grew a beard before or never had facial hair before would not understand on how to manicure or treat that particular facial hair. They can only speak at it from the outside looking in. And that's the only way that I can say this about what's going on with this social injustice. What I can say this collectively speaking with the Dallas Cowboys and the operation and the system that we going through is that we all don't look alike. We all don't talk alike, but we for dog sure root for this same team. And what sports does in a unique way, it unifies everybody to be singing from the same hymnal. Now, when you bring in the outside pressures and you bring in the outside noise, you're going to always have a different flow or a different opinion. You always going to have. Have you ever set up a house, went into your house, and you said to yourself, I want the furniture to be this way. Oh, I want the drapes to be this particular color. Oh, I want the upstairs, groove to be the game room. But somebody else can buy the exact same house and it will look different, but it's the same house. What I'm trying to say is that, please, Cowboy Nation, just allow Jerry Wayne Jones to do Jerry Wayne Jones things and everything else will work its way out. He will speak when the moment is right. That's what it is. I can't stress this out enough, because who all of a sudden made Jerry the spokesman for the NFL? Are all of these other owners' feet held to the fire for them to go out and speak? Wouldn't it be better for Roger Goodell to also speak out on all of these numerous topics that's going on, and on top of that to say, okay, I have a mandatory press conference for all of the owners to speak out of since I'm the commissioner, right? It does not work that way. We can't have it both ways, Cowboy Nation. Nobody will ever see the sky the same. Everybody got a different view of the sky. Everybody got a different view of the sky. But at the end of the day, it's still a sky. It is. Shout out to everybody, man, for tuning in to this thing. I'm going to open up the phone lines for about 15 to 20 minutes so you guys can speak your mind on all of these topics, man. And I really appreciate you guys. Let me know when I'm wrong or where I'm right. You know, it's no a person out here that knows everything. If that person does know everything, they point that person to me so they can give me the lottery numbers, you know, to cure the cancer, you know, all of those good things. 682-214-4087 is the number. Give me a call, speak your mind, and we're going to talk about this. Just in general, the Dak Prescott contract, the situation with the 2020 season. Will there be a season? Will there be a situation where we're going to have to look back at this thing and say, man, it's better for us to just fold back for this 2020 season, man, and just don't do nothing, man. We need to chill out, you know. This thing is crazy, man. This thing is serious out here, Cowboy Nation. You know, let me know how you guys feel about everything. The numbers in the chat box there. Let me know how you guys feel about everything. Let me see. There you go. There go the number. 682-214-4087 is the number. Well, we'll know how Jerry feels. Jerry doesn't get it. He won't get it. Jerry makes calculated moves, and he is definitely. I can't read the rest of it tomorrow, but I'll probably read it after the video is over with. Yeah, you're right. We don't know. We don't know. It's kind of like us putting input in on Jerry when he got his $1 billion. You know, how did Jerry? Can you give me your thoughts on this? Can you give me your thoughts on that? How you made this $1 billion? Why I can't get the $1 billion, Jerry? Why I can't make it up to that amount of money? What happened to Skip and Shay and the Sharp today? Undisputed. Quest, Dak, who, shout out to you, man. I think that they did the openings for, I think, tennis or something. So they didn't have an episode today. I think this episode aired yesterday. John Scott said Dak Prescott deserved big money. 808. What's good?
Hey, what's up, Law?
Nothing to it, man. How you living?
I'm living fine. This is Young.
Young, what's going on, man?
I'm doing good, brother. Hey, so what do you feel about this Dak trying to sign the tender now after months of saying no?
Well, here's the thing. Dak Prescott, before, I don't know if he signed it today or he's going to sign it tomorrow, what have you. I don't know when he's officially is going to sign the actual tender. But Dak Prescott, before he signs it, he's just like you and I. He's not under contract, and he don't have any rights to the facilities to work out at the Star in Frisco, to get medical checkups and things like that. Maybe they can do it off of principles, but in order for him to have full clear range as it relates to legal issues and liabilities, he have to be under some type of contract, from my understanding of it. And that's why he's signing the contract, so that he can at least participate in training camp and pick up the playbook with Mike McCarthy. And I think that they are going to continue to negotiate for him to get the 4-year deal.
But I think, like, I agree with you, but I think he's giving up his leverage. I don't know if his legal team is giving him the right information, but why would you hold out to have leverage? Then at the last minute, your legal team says to sign it so that you get less leverage. That doesn't make any sense.
Well,
I've taken law, and it doesn't make any sense unless they're trying to loop around and get a 4-year contract off of his franchise. That's the only thing I could think of.
Unless the deal is already signed. You know, maybe the deal is already done. The 4-year contract is already done. And,
exactly. So now the formalizations is just basically getting him to sign that tender, like you said, to get him back as an employee of the Dallas Cowboys, and then basically do his contract. But I still think that's a little scary for everybody. You're putting a guy out. Let's say they don't get the contract done by July 15th. He plays under that franchise contract. We have a kind of a weak center issue. We have a weak left tackle issue with Tyron being a little, a little thick, little long in the tooth. He's not quite the same player. He's only made 13 regular season games in the last 2-3 seasons. So you know he's not good for 3. So what I'm saying is, are you going to risk your franchise quarterback on a 1-year contract for $34 million, which is $31 million, which is base low? You're gonna risk his future by playing him for 1 year to get the 4-year. It doesn't make sense, but it might make sense in the world of cap space. I should probably study the cap a little more, but if he does sign that 40 plus, I doubt he gets 40+ million a year, even in the new 4-year contract. If he does, I think his top is 35, 36. He's only $3
I had
away.
him right at 37, but 35. You know, if you can finesse that number to be right at the guaranteed, because you know how that thing goes. You want that guaranteed money to be kind of close to the last person to sign their guaranteed money. So I had it right at 37. But go ahead.
37, 35, but if you give him that money and you prorate his signing bonus and you basically work it out, you can work it out just like some other teams have, where they kept their big star quarterback and still was able to function the team, still get to a Super Bowl with a top-tier quarterback. Now the problem after you win one is now everyone else is prorated high. Now you can't keep the team together because of that. But everyone seems to always blame the quarterback. I can't get over this fact that people blame the quarterback for a game won or a game lost. If it's down to the last drive, I say blame the QB, blame the offensive coordinator, the line, you name it. But why do you put such an emphasis on an individual position to say he or she or he makes or breaks a game? I understand it, but if you gave me a guy that threw 20 times a game with a hell of a good running back in the day, like the 90s with Troy Aikman, he had a great arm, but let's face it, he wasn't the best quarterback.
Yeah. And I tell people all the time, Jim Kelly's numbers blows Troy Aikman numbers out of the roof.
Out the water,
yeah.
He's the only quarterback that's been to a Super Bowl 4 straight years. No one's done that.
Right.
No one. But no one gives him any credit. He's just, can't win the big game. No. It's called luck. The ball wouldn't have gone 3 inches to the right, he wins one. Goes 3 inches to the left, he'd have won two. So I don't understand why everyone gets so like you said earlier this morning was this. I'm homesick, so you got me all riled up though. You got to figure this. The man is going to get paid. Which way we want him to get paid is fine. Everyone's saying it's going to hurt the team long run. No, that's why Jerry and Steven signed all the players early. Just opened up the books to sign the quarterback. I just think that, I just want that I understand his agent is there for his best interest, but sometimes I think the agent needs to step back and say, I can take less now and take more at the end. True.
I agree with you on that. And trust me, the agency is all about the interest, what's best for them. And they looking at it like, if I'm representing you, I got to represent other people, and they're going to look at what we did against your contract. And we really want what's best for you from a market value way,
But the market value is like Gerald McCoy just said. He goes, I'm coming to the Cowboys because you guys are on prime time, whether you're 6-10 or you're 8-8.
Yeah.
We are the number one marketing team in the nation, in the world, besides this one soccer team.
Yeah.
You take that away, we're driving the NFL.
We are.
If we're driving the NFL, then why are we worried about it? It's just a matter of the cap space. It's just this is going to bring the race part in, but it's just a whole bunch of white, rich billionaires saying we're going to put a cap on top of these players so they don't get overpaid. But in reality, they're getting billions while these guys are only making millions.
Right.
It takes 1,000 million to make $1 billion, right?
Yeah, 1,000 million to make $1 billion. Yep.
So, get over this whole football contract issue. Just get it back to the NBA like the NBA's got it. We're headed to the same way the CBA is set up in the NBA. No testing for marijuana, only testing for basically the things that make you have advantages in sports. We should have been doing that 20 years ago.
True,
well,
man.
Keep up the great work, man. I listen to you, Silver Nation, and Botch once in a blue moon, but you and Silver and Skywalker, Late Night Hype.
Yeah.
Best show in town, man.
I really appreciate it, man. It brings a smile on my face, man. I really appreciate you, my brother.
Thank you, brother. I'll see you again. Talk to you again.
That's a good call. Aloha. Yeah, that's my dog, man, all the way from Hawaii, man. Big supporter, man. Young, y'all see his name on the bottom of the screen there. Big supporter. I agree. The salary cap is a way to put people in boxes. And to me personally, the league is benefiting from the salary cap because of the revenue split, the revenue sharing. But to me personally, it's just not a good look altogether. 919, what's on your mind?
Man, what's going on, man? This your boy from NC.
NC, man, what's good with you, man? Talk to me. Help me out.
I got a lot to say about this. Listen, let me explain to a lot of people. Now, I know everybody has their opinions on whether Dak can be elite, not elite, but I want everybody to keep this in mind. In the 4 years that Dak has been there and all the things that he has done, he did this with a clueless quarterback coach and an even more clueless head coach. Who does that?
No one.
If you don't have some sort of skill at all, and you have no type of coaching that's helping you develop, and yet somehow you're getting better and better as the years go on, says a lot about his skill set, in my opinion. Okay.
True.
Now, the only thing that this tag does is put a corner in Jerry Jones and the Jones family, which they should have never played hardball from the gate. Y'all were right about that. They probably could have got Dak Prescott for under $30 million had they went on ahead and truly made a real deal with him before this situation even came up. But now, because he has to take the tag, that really hurts the Cowboys and their salary cap in wanting to sign anybody, which now makes them forced to really have to come up with a long-term deal, which I think they're not going to get to 5 years. I think they're going to go ahead on and sign the 4-year deal with him. Because for them to get 5 years out of him, and he's smart on this part, the CBA has already agreed about raising the salary cap.
Right.
We know that these guys are making billions of dollars off their backs. So it's smart on Dak's part to say, hey, look, I'll take $36 million for the first 4 years of that.
Right.
But if you want me to save 5 years, I need to be up where the mark is going to be within 5 years, which is $40 million. Now, we all understand that $40 million is a lot of money, but you have to understand from this standpoint that because of what's being made in the NFL, to them, it's kind of like, if you look at the salary, even the sorriest quarterback will make money only because of what the revenue is bringing in the NFL. You got to look at it from a business standpoint, not so much from their skill set. I get it. Some of these quarterbacks don't deserve $1 million for something they prove. I get that. But because this is a business and what the owners are making off the backs of these players, that's how they kind of figure out who makes what and how much they should make per year. But the point is that Prescott has more than earned. To me, he's better than Wentz by far, and better than most of the quarterbacks in the NFC.
Yeah,
exactly.
And let me break this down before you go into that wonderful soliloquy there. Let me say this too. We would want Dak Prescott to sign the 4-year contract deal because it will put more money on the actual books or what have you, so that you can go out and get, if Jamal Adams, if the person that you really want, if Jamal Adams is the person that you think they can put us over, you would want him to go ahead and just remove the tag or what have you, and they extend him. That will put more money in the pockets for the Dallas Cowboys to go out there and pick up a Jamal Adams, and on top of that, for them to have some money left over to pick up a Everson Griffin. You know, I think that would be a good situation.
A mouthful. Thank you. This is what I've been trying to tell the Cowboy Nation since this thing has started. Stop putting your emotion in this. This is a business. Let them work out the business standpoint of this. Trust me, the Cowboys know now they can't go out and sling mud on Dak and say Dak ain't doing this and that. Now Dak did the smartest thing in the world. He's going to sign the tag. They know they want him to start. Why everybody keep talking about Andy Dalton? Have you seen his stats in the last close to 10 years? Even in regular seasons, the last 3 seasons of his regular seasons, he started to decline. Now, he had weapons. He had a running back. He had an old line. And what did he do? He did great during the regular season, but then when it came postseason, what happened? Goose egg. So why would we want to put our trust in that? When a guy that's already won a playoff game and been to the playoffs a few times in only 4 years compared to what Romo did his entire career.
True.
And he did it with no coaches, no head coach, no real quarterback coach.
No adjustments, too.
Right, exactly.
Oh, my goodness. They couldn't stop the run, against that Rams team. They couldn't stop the run, man. I was like, come on.
Exactly. Listen, my thing is the Jones family has played this bad. Now, I think that they got a lot of talent on that team, but like you said, by doing this drama thing and let it play out for these couple of months, truly takes huge distractions off the team. Mm-hmm. We're trying to truly get back and get over that hump to a Super Bowl. We didn't need this type of drama right now. They could have signed that, got this thing over with, so that we can focus more on the team. But instead, they're going to go for sign Romo 2.0, thinking they're going to get leverage. And in my opinion, Dak had the last laugh by signing the tag and saying, okay, now I'm going to start. I'm going to play. But now the question is, are you willing to take that $31 million hit?
Yeah.
Not be able to truly sign anybody else, knowing that you need a safety? Ooh. Or are you going to go ahead on and stop BSing me and stop telling the fans and everybody else, oh, he's the quarterback we want. We're going to sign him. We're going to do this. Now you can't play no games. They put you on the corner. You know now you got to sign him long term. So I hope they get these years going all right. But everybody, chill out. This is a business. I truly believe Dak can take us to the promised land now because we got a real head coach.
True.
We got real coaching assistants up in there. And I truly believe that this head coach can take Dak to the level that he needs.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my goodness.
So sign him. Let's sign him and get this over with so that we can focus on trying to rebuild the defense. Because right now, while we're talking about that, I'm more worried about the secondary. And truth be told, as much as I love Jamal Adams, I still don't think he is the game changer. He's a huge piece to solving that secondary. Yeah. He ain't the game changer like a Charles Haley was when he came in '92. Yeah. It was able to be the hump, the piece that we needed to get that hump and start a dynasty. That's the difference. Now, if it was Earl Thomas, that's a whole different scenario. But with Jamal Adams, I love him. I think he has the potential to be great. That's the key word, potential to be great. And I wouldn't mind signing him, but he ain't the be all, end all, be all to getting us over that hump, in my opinion, just yet.
Right.
So let's sign Dak, man. Give this man his money. He's earned it. He's worthy. Let's stop bashing this man. Let's give our leader the support. Mm-hmm. And guys, stop getting emotional over business decisions. Stop worrying about the agent, Dak, JJ. This is all business. Yeah. At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, they're gonna kiss and hug and pretend like none of this never happened.
Yes, indeed, man. You spoke a mouthful there, man. I really appreciate you. Thank you for calling in, fam.
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. Hey, man, I didn't mean to talk too long. Man. Dallas Nation, man. Keep your heads up, man. One.
Yes, indeed, man. Salute. NC. Man, 919 spoke his mind. All right, I'm going to put it on a pause right quick so I can just go over the things that he said. You know what? The craziest thing of it all, if you take an egg, you crack it open and you eat it by itself, it might not taste good, especially if it's raw, right? You would probably spit it out. If you take butter by itself and you open it up and you bite into it, you say, man, this butter is just too high and greasy, and calories or what have you, whatever it is. It don't taste good by itself. And if you take flour and you eat that by itself, the powder get all over your face and you say, man, this thing does not work by itself. But what it is that when you put egg and you put butter and you put flour together, you add a little sugar or whatever you add in, whether it's milk or what have you, you can make a whole cake out of those ingredients. It takes more than one piece to make the ingredients. You guys may not like what I say, but that is the facts of the situation. It takes more than one piece. And Dak Prescott by himself would never get it done. Just the way that this kid named Pat Mahomes that everybody put on a pedestal, he would not be able to do it by himself. Pat Mahomes came into a perfect storm, a perfect situation, always played with star elite type of wide receivers, and the tight end will always be the quarterback best friend. It was not, okay, let's do a wide receiver by committee. Oh, let's go get the ancient Methuselah tight end to put out there for Pat Mahomes to throw to. Now, is Dak Prescott Pat Mahomes? No, I'm not saying it. Don't take my words and use it and twist them for nays. But what I'm trying to say is that everything works together. The phone lines are back open now, 682-214-4087. That is the hotline. That's the number. And shout out to my girl over here, Tamara over there, man, really holding it down on the Facebook. I really appreciate you. Albert, really appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. 843, I already know, baby. What's good?
What's going on with you, Law?
It's your world, man. What's good with you, man? My dog.
Chilling, man. But I want to, everybody talk about Mike McCarthy thing.
Right.
Just what have you done for me lately, league, right?
True.
What have Mike McCarthy has done his last season in the NFL?
Last season of the NFL, they said that he was bland. He wasn't methodical enough. He checked out of the team. He was more interested in getting back massages, and he sullied and I guess you can say made Aaron Rodgers look horrible for the last for the last year of his contract. Or I guess Mike McCarthy before he got fired. Those were the things. Those were the news that was out there on Mike McCarthy.
Exactly. So. Mm-hmm. I'm happy. I'm excited for Mike McCarthy coming to this team, but I'm not gonna get overhyped because we acting like Jason Garrett hasn't done anything for the team. Last time I checked, since Dak Prescott been our quarterback, we had winning season with Jason Garrett, so he can't be that horrible. That's one.
Yeah. You know, my dog always say this, and I love him. You know, Vaj Lombardi from the same hometown, and he would always say either Dak Prescott was what was horrible, or Jason Garrett was great, or either Jason Garrett was great or Dak Prescott was horrible. It can't be both, exactly. You know. So at some point, so at some point, we will have to look at this thing and say to ourselves, would you prefer to have Jason Garrett?
Here's to grow the nation, LAWNATION.
Got a donation come in.
And chat. If we all as humans could talk through issues like us, we would be in a better place. Doc will be signed long-term. Jerry loves clickbait, so keep strong.
Appreciate you, young Wilson, man. Thank you for the donation. So my thing is, Antoine, is this right here. We're going to have to figure out what Mike McCarthy bring to the table that Jason Garrett didn't. And from my understanding, I think that Mike McCarthy brings in experience for one. He worked out with multiple quarterbacks beyond a Tony Romo, right? That's all. Yeah. That's all Jason Garrett worked out with was Tony Romo. And one can argue that Tony Romo was Tony Romo and was nothing to do with Jason Garrett. And Jason Garrett worked out with Dak Prescott. Those are that's the list of his resumes. I think that Mike McCarthy assessed the situation, and then he said, it's not just me. I understand what happened last year, so I'm going to bring in a Rob Davis. I think that Rob Davis can identify with the players that look like you and I. And then he brought in a Tom Sula who can work with that front four. Not just him, he brought in Mike Nolan who can operate and put the things in places. And all what we liked about the Minnesota Vikings defense since 2014 to 2019, he went and got that defensive coordinator and made him a positional coach for the Dallas Cowboys. So I'm looking at it just from coaching alone, we got better and more experience out there, and we're not trying to build the plane while it's in the air. So that's why I like that the perfect plan came into place. And he said, so that this offense can be on the same page, I kept the offensive coordinator, and I'm going to sprinkle in some of my wisdom and understanding of the game to help him out in the red zone, but they're going to still operate from the confines of the offense that they was running already because they was number one in the offense last year. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. I just think we just needed a new identity, man. We had the same identity for so long, and teams caught up with us, and we ain't made no changes. That was our biggest problem.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you're right on top of that. So I know that you always give us some objective thoughts on Dak Prescott, and that's why I love the fact that you've been following this page for a minute, man, and I love your comments, man. I love the way you come at this thing. How do you see this Dak Prescott situation going?
With his contract situation, like me, the 5 years and 4 years, it don't really matter because even if he signed a 5-year deal, he can come in on year 4 and negotiate for another contract. I don't see the big deal between the 5 or 4 years.
True.
He gonna come back to the team and negotiate anyway.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah, that's good.
That's all I got, man. Everybody trashing Garrett. He done something for us for the past couple of years.
Yeah,
So,
he's been with the team for a minute, and I just think that just how we feel about Jason Garrett is probably how the Green Bay Packers felt about Mike McCarthy.
And the real truth will come out this year. Cause he with the Giants right now. If he do anything good with Daniel Jones, we really see what's up.
Sure will. Sure will. Hey, I can tell you this, the team will be solid. And I'm not trying to put Jason Garrett on a pedestal, but he will have the team solid.
If you think about it, Law, he fell right through the same situation again. Good running back, elite running back, a decent quarterback, and they so-called fix the line, so we'll see.
Yeah, we will find out sooner or later.
That's what I got, man. You take it easy, bro.
You as well, fam. Appreciate you.
All right, Bubba.
It's a good call from my dog, man, Antoine. But I just always like to look at it objectively speaking. This team is different just from coaching along. 713, what's good?
Hey, it's Eastside.
Eastside, what's good, man? Talk to me, man. Talk to me from the objective points of views of things. You're a Texans fan, so talk to me.
Oh, man, I'm going to give you my honest opinion, man.
Yeah.
Dak, I'm going to stop calling him Dinkin' Dak, man. He's Black Kirk Cousins, man. Black Kirk Cousins. And a lot of you guys in the chat, you act like you don't want to see the writing on the wall. We see what's happening, and it's just denial. Now he signs this franchise tag, which all reports are. We saw this coming miles away, miles. But no. Long-term deal. All this, and he's going to be there forever. Dak is a good quarterback. There is no denying that.
Okay.
He's a solid pro. That's just not even me hating. He's a solid pro.
Okay.
And he's going to get his money in another uniform one day. He's going to get big money.
Big money.
Big money. And then I'll be a great fan of him because it's going to be a good feel-good story. A fourth rounder. It's good for him now. The $30 million. Hey, man, that is kudos. That's congratulations. He's on that. Hey, man, it's all good for him. You can't even hate on the story.
True.
But all these guys, man, they give me these stats, man, and I'm not no stats guy, man. I'm a guy that played the game before. Wasn't nothing major. It was JUCO, Division II, but it was something better than nothing. And I argue with these tech geeks, these slash incels, and they'll run up and down because they play John Madden. Man, keep your John Madden. I don't want your John Madden. John Madden can put some delusion in your eyes. That's not real football. It's played on the field. And that's all I got to say, man. Dak is going to sign the franchise tag. We saw it coming. Everybody saw it coming. Law, did you see it coming?
Well, I knew that they was going to sign that so that they can get things going. My thing is, I just don't want the brother to play under the franchise tag. And somehow week 3 or week 6, he folded up like a lawn chair, and here comes the the rally cry of let's just get rid of him. Let's toss him out to asunder. Let's do the hate Prescott talk track, or let's just get high on Andy Dalton. That's just my point of view of it. Now, I will say this. Sources close to me, and she was in the chat earlier, she said that, hey, and she's very close to the Prescott family. She said they are really working on the 4-year contract. And Jay Glazer, who's always really on the money, you know, Jay Glazer, whatever his name is Jay Glazer, right? Yeah. Jay Glazer. I'm saying Glazer. Jay Glazer. He's always nearly close to the money, you know, close to the breaking news and things like that. So it could be that the Cowboys went through all of this crazy up and downs, then they're going to go ahead and give the man a 4-year contract anyway, which is crazy.
It seemed a lot of hoops to jump through. Did Romo do that? Tell me the last quarterback that did it that was as awesome as Dak Prescott.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the good ones don't have to go through this, man. It's like on the walls.
Let me ask you this though, and this is not Romo versus Dak Prescott conversation, but at the height of or at the flight of Tony Romo's contract negotiation, was he considered top 5 in the league during that time frame or top 10?
Not in my book, but yeah, I mean
at the time, and on top of that, when they offered him the contract, he could have just signed the first initial offer. I think the first contract was still 5 or 6 years. Dak is asking for 4.
Hey man, people ask me why I even care. But I'm in Houston. I gotta deal. I gotta argue with people. I'm a sports guy. I gotta argue with people about this, and it's like if Dallas is not respecting the man, why should I? I mean, if they not showing him his due. People give me these stats all the time. Stats.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like if I had a 38, man, I should stay it off without the stats. I don't want to hear about the stats, man. What do you see when you turn on the game? 8-8, no playoffs? Oh, okay. Well.
Hey, so why are you talking about that? What's your dog Watson? What's going to happen with him? They took away his number 1 receiver. He got Randall Cobb now. What's going to happen with him, you know? Huh?
He's going to prove the doubters wrong, and he's going to be in the MVP conversation because he's going to win some games that you're not expecting him to win. And when it comes out with a winning schedule, you're going to look at that schedule, you're like, damn, he got them wins? We ain't got no defense? Oh, okay. He's an MVP candidate.
We'll see.
That's what you're going to be saying.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. You know, because some of them balls, man, you know, I love my dog. I love him. But some of them balls, man, you know, that guy that wore number 10 over there was just crazy pulling them out of the sky.
Yeah. You learned from Andre Johnson. But,
yeah,
you know, Marino never had that great guy, man. Elway never had the great receivers, man. I mean, the good ones, they can do without it. Can do without it. It'd be nice to have.
Right. But we'll find out, fam. Anything else you want to have for the show, man? Let people know who you are.
Hey, man, they know who I am. I get that hate all the time, everywhere I go.
Yeah, man. I appreciate your support, man. East Side, you know.
All right.
Shout out to you, man. Go Cowboys. Appreciate my dog Eastside, man. He's a die-hard Texan fan, and he jumps on the show from time to time. But he always speaks his mind, you know. 682-214-4087. Call back 469. I probably hung up on you, but that's the number. 682-214-4087. Call back. Give me a call back, and I give you a shout out there. I like Watson, but we will find out who Watson really is now without DeAndre Hopkins. How they allowed that dog to go away? You know, that's crazy. Lord Nova, man, really appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in. He says Eastside is the biggest, and he means just that, the biggest. Let me see what's going on with this thing. It's not pulling up here. I'm going to get you, Strickland. Call back 682-214-4087. Somehow your number's not going through on the portal here. Let me see if I can figure this thing out. Somebody else give me a call or buzz. It's going straight. It should be able to come through. It's not coming through, Strickland. Call back, man. 682-214-4087. I'm going to put it in the comment box so you guys can see. And that was not coming through. I know what I got to do. Let me see if I can. Bear with me. I don't know why the numbers are not coming through. And bam. Let me do it this way. It's not coming through, Cowboy Nation, but bear with me while I try to work with this thing out. Hey, Law, you hung up on James. That's you calling. There we go. Now it's working. I had to refresh it. My bad. Charge it to my head. Not my heart. 860. What do you know?
Yo, Law, what's up, man? How you doing?
Oh, man, it's your world. It's your world, man. Talk to me.
Yo, I follow you on Instagram. Shout out to you. I think you're the best up-and-coming Cowboys blogger out here. I just want to give you your roses while I'm here.
Appreciate it. I'm glad. I bet you they blue roses at that,
Whatever color you want, man.
Appreciate it, man. Talk to me, man. What'd you feel?
So, who was that last guy you were talking to?
Eastside Harold, man. He's a diehard Texans fan,
Yeah, I could tell because I mean, he was just spewing. I don't want to say trash, but it was pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
Now, first and foremost, shout out to the black QB revolution going on in the NFL. I dig it.
True.
Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson, but they need to start giving Dak Prescott his credit, man.
Yeah, they do.
They need to. I don't understand how you can blame him for the team going 8-8 when they run the same formation packages on offense. They play the same single high safety on defense.
Mm-hmm.
There's a myriad of issues that needs to, be corrected. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like many times throughout the seasons he overcame bad coaching because I forgot which game it was.
Just pick one and I can pull it out.
There was a play that Kellen Moore had called, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was like, I believe it was like a 5-yard out to the sideline.
Right.
Whatever. He saw that it was a bad play, audibled out of it, and I think it went for it. It wound up becoming like a 20-yard seam route or something like that. So I feel like, he definitely needs to get paid.
Yeah.
I feel like all these Cowboy fans who listen, if you hate Dak Prescott, you're bugging because he's accomplished almost 75% of what Tony Romo has in 4 years.
True.
Just saying. I mean, with Tony Romo, I'm like a year younger than Dak, so maybe I'm a little bit more biased. But with Tony Romo playing the quarterback position, we always prayed for him not to give the game away.
Yeah.
I've never done that since watching young Rain Dakota Prescott,
Yeah, because he methodically moves the ball, and it's a hard situation to look at because we saw the growth of Tony Romo. And a lot of people with football intel, they only going to look at the tail end. Just case in point, like John Elway, per se. People, and this before your time frame, since you said how old you were, people saw the growth factor of John Elway. They always knew that he was a good quarterback, but he just didn't have certain things that could put him in certain situations. And that's why Doug Williams beat him so bad, in the Super Bowl. But it took him almost another decade for him to win anything because he had to have the right running back, the right type of defense. But then that's when people saw a different light of John Elway. They only see him as the 2-time Super Bowl champion. But they don't see the warts or what have you of his complete career. And just in case in point of a Jim Kelly, Jim Kelly can make every throw. He always had a Thurman Thomas. He always had a nice wide receiver that was out there, and the shotgun, the pretty much the first greatest show on turf almost as relates to the offense, and the defense was nothing to sneeze at. He had a full, complete team, but they didn't do anything. Yeah,
he just ran into us a few times.
Right, he went to a buzzsaw. Yeah, and that just what happened. So I just want people to understand those things. And when we think about, and I hope that people can understand when I say this, Pat Mahomes is brilliant. He's nice. He's wonderful. Nevertheless,
but he walks into a great situation.
He walks right into a great situation. Yeah.
He walks into a great situation. Look, I love Deshaun Watson. I love him. And he came traditionally, he was coming out of Georgia, he was a traditional, passing quarterback who could also run.
Mm-hmm.
That Mississippi State, Dak had no weapons to throw to, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You look entering his first season, right?
Right.
Everybody said we had probably one of the best offenses. Maybe we were top 10, top 5. I don't really remember that year. But you had all the players we had were on the decline.
Right.
Des Bryant, Terrence Williams, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
If Aaron Rodgers doesn't make that miraculous throw,
mm-hmm.
we would have been moving on.
Yeah.
We'd have been moving on. So I feel like Deshaun Watson, what has he really done in his 3 seasons? You get what I'm saying? They basically have the same record in the playoffs, and he plays in a worse division, the AFC South, I think.
Yeah, the Titans twice, and well, they better this last year than they were the previous year, but they had to climb their ways up to get to where they at now. No, who they play? Did they play the Titans in that division? I could be wrong. Yeah, I think it's the Titans.
All I'm saying is, people, Cowboy fans across the nation,
mm-hmm.
please trust me. Trust the process and trust Rain Dakota Prescott, because you don't go from throwing 39.84 one year and 49.01 the next year, without doing the work.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And even in some instances, overcoming bad coaching. But he couldn't overcome it last year because there were many. It was an organizational problem.
Oh my goodness, man! He's speaking truth now.
Listen, from the special teams to the defense, even people like to say there have been instances where he has, hadn't caught the receiver in stride. Okay,
true.
But I would say there were maybe 5 plays on his part that I could count that I'd say, okay, well, he could have done that better. But even wide receivers had admitted in interviews, hey, I ran the wrong route. You know what I'm saying? No one ever talks about how the receivers run the wrong route, and it cost us with a turnover. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying we have to evaluate this team as a whole, and I don't feel like it's fair to Dak Prescott for, that he's facing all this criticism. Well, he has this great offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
He has this or that. No, we were an 8-8 team because we were an 8-8 team. You know what I'm saying?
We were. And I just got to say this before I let you go. One of the greatest catches of all time, right, for the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. They call it the Hail Mary throw. It was an underthrown ball. So the original 88 had to adjust to the ball, and he had to catch it, He had to, So if he didn't catch that ball, then it wouldn't be considered the Hail Mary. So wide receivers help out the actual quarterback. The quarterback help out the wide receiver. It's a give and take type of situation. And people fail to realize that part of it. But I really appreciate you, my brother.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's been an honor. Cowboy fans, be patient. It's coming.
Yes, indeed. Salute.
Have a good one.
Yes, indeed. Good call from the 860. I think I fixed out the phone line situation. Yes, indeed. 561. You're live.
Yo, Law. What's up, Law? Can you hear me good?
Yes, I can hear you greatly.
What's up, man? This is Jake the Great, man. I'm here sliding through Dallas, heading to Houston, man.
Okay.
Yeah, so, man, I was just thinking, man, I ain't trying to rant. I just want the Cowboy Nation, just please, I'm begging y'all, at least look at Dak Prescott with some logic, man. You can't just have such high expectations. The man has been getting better year after year. I see some fake stats that they got on ESPN saying, his record against winning teams. How do you do that and you skip 2016? You know what I mean? This man came in as a rookie. One game where, as a rookie, I said, man, this guy has something. This man goes into Lambeau Field, no Des Bryant, and he goes toe-to-toe with Aaron Rodgers and beats him. Not only beats him, but throws a nasty fade route to Bryce Butler right before halftime. Like, wow, this guy here. 17 was not that great, but you have to look at the man and see that he's a gamer and he's progressing. So I don't really understand where these fans come with this, he's trash, he's not worth the money, because I've been watching football for a long time, and I don't got no more knowledge than anybody else. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But in these past 20 years, there haven't been any quarterback that's been swinging the rock and going to Super Bowls like that and winning. They want to say Tom Brady, but if you look at it, Tom Brady is the original Mr. Dink and Dunk.
Right.
He's only had one season where he aired it out. That's when he had Randy Moss.
Yeah.
And they still lost the Super Bowl to the Giants. It's just like Dak Prescott is a gamer. Allow the man to grow and develop, and he can only get better. When you look at the man in those 2-minute situations, he was outstanding. If I'm Jason Garrett, I would have fired myself, because you can't see that on film and see this man moves the ball. You go into 2 minutes, best believe Dak Prescott's gonna get down the field. How do you not run a faster paced offense to use his skill set? I can't rant like Bob says. These are some I Am Legend monsters, because some of these people I really don't understand what they're looking at.
Yeah, I mean, I think that a lot of people are hurt from the fact that we lose, and that's all they play on TV. I can rewind ESPN, Undisputed, Fox, whatever network that's out there, and I guarantee you will not see multiple episodes of the team that just won the Super Bowl. They're not talking about the Kansas City Chiefs. They're not talking about what Pat Mahomes said to his lady or his wife, or what he ate last night. They don't care about them. They're not caring who the running back for the Kansas City Chiefs. They can just fly right under the radar. One of the players.
Last time I heard anything about Kansas City Chiefs was, congratulations, Kansas City Chiefs, your team just won the Super Bowl. And that was it. I haven't heard anything from them since.
That was it. They ain't keeping up with Tyreek or Hill or nobody. You don't know if those players exist.
Yeah, and it's like, please, we just watched the Super Bowl with amazing Pat Mahomes. How did they win? The running back had 125 yards rushing. He never wanted $40 million. The man clearly said he wants a 4-year deal. A 4-year deal. The Cowboys want a 5. That's what's going on. The franchise tag, he's signing it because, one, we might not even have a season. If you notice, everybody's popping up with COVID-19. So what do you do, man? I might as well take what's on the table right now, because just in case it's not a season, because once he inks that contract, you have to give him that money.
Yeah, true that.
You know what I mean? So it's like leverage, and it buys time also. Dak is the quarterback of the future. I think he's going to get even better. Just Cowboy fans, let the man grow. The world just wants instant gratitude, but it doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? You gotta work hard to get what you want. There's no such thing as instant gratitude. It does not matter. And before I go, the one guy, Eastside Herald, how dare you bash Dak Prescott and you talk about Deshaun Watson is gonna be MVP? You guys just lost your best receiver, and Will Fuller's hamstring is like Miles Austin. So who is he gonna throw the ball to?
Randall Cobb, baby.
Like real, man.
Randall Cobb. They putting all their faith on Randall, man.
No. Randall Cobb was great for us because you have Cooper on one side and you got underrated Gallup on the other side.
Yeah.
And then you have Zeke. So Cobb is gonna eat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's easy mathematics. But I think we're gonna have a good season with Mike McCarthy. I think we'll get the ball out faster. And, I'm not going to call no Super Bowl, but I think we're going to, Dak is a game, I think we'll be all right. Cowboy fans, stop reading these fake stats, man, and just root for the underdog. He's an anomaly. He's not supposed to be here. That's why it's going down the way it's going. They prepared for Romo. Dak is an anomaly. Enjoy it while we have a chance, That's all I got to say.
Good call from Jake the Great, man. Appreciate you, man. That's what I love about it, man. He come in, and he's always on the road. He's a traveler's guy, and he's speaking his mind about the Dallas Cowboys. I always love people that call in, especially when they're on the road, to speak their mind. 409, what's on yours?
Hey, what's up? What's up, Law?
What's good with you, man? How you feel about this team, man? What's on your mental?
Oh, man, I got a couple points, man. I've been doing a little research, Law, you know.
Mm-hmm.
This is what my research has uncovered. How many turnovers did we have last year? Did we have less than 20?
As far as we creating turnovers or what?
Yes, creating.
Oh, my goodness, man. You would know more than I would,
Okay, I'll put it this way. Mike Nolan's when he coordinated, he's never had a year where he had less than 20 turnovers.
Wow. Can you put that in the chat box? Is that actual facts or those opinions,
Yeah. No, I went and looked at his years with Atlanta, 2014 and 13. He had some, they're poorly ranked as far as yards and points scored on.
Mm-hmm.
But, one year he had over 30 turnovers that his defense created. When he went with Miami, they had, pretty good years with as far as points against. But also turnovers. So that's one thing I was looking at because I think this offense is gonna put up points. And as far as your defense is concerned, we were like a top 10 defense. I think at number 10, if I'm not mistaken, as far as yards against, points against, and we were around like 11 on one and like 9 on another.
Wow!
And so factor that in with a number 1 offense. And you go 8-8, that brings me to the fact that not all 8-8 teams are created
equally. Yeah.
And I understand that's our mantra, that's our logo. We should get 8-8 copyrighted with a Dallas Cowboys star. I get that.
Yeah.
But that's Jason Garrett.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just what he brings to the table. So how many turnovers did we have last year or average within the last 4 years?
That's one thing I didn't look at, but I know it hasn't been a lot, You have linebackers who lead in interceptions, and we probably get more fumbles created than we get interceptions. I'm gonna go look at that, but
I can guarantee you that it was not 30 though. I could probably put my life on the line. I don't think that we had 30 turnovers last year. If I'm a betting man, somebody in the chat box probably can Google right quick and put how many turnovers or takeaways we had collectively within the last 4 years or what have you. I just don't think that we were a high turnover team.
As far as, what have you done for me lately, Logic, as far as coaches are concerned, you apply that to Bill Belichick.
Mm-hmm.
He never goes from the Browns to the Patriots. You apply that to Andy Reid, who, had great years in Philly but never quite got there, but, finally got there. I don't think it's really fair to coaches just because it's a lot of great coaches out there. Somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose.
Yeah.
But it's when you kind of brew that perfect storm of what you have in the offense. You had a number 1 ranked offense. Your defense really is not as bad as people put out there. They can't help when offense has a turnover and Bills type game. We did what we were supposed to do as a great team. Now I said with the 8-8 team, when you're a great team, you play poor competition. What you're supposed to do? You're supposed to maul them. We mauled teams. But when we played those good teams, this just was an anomaly year, in my opinion, that it's not going to happen again. The misfortune isn't going to lead on that side. I look at that 2016 year when I remember a lot of games where we were winning games, and I was like, man, we ordinarily wouldn't have won that type of game.
True.
And just the flip side happened to us this year. And so I think next year's, it's no real sports knowledge or science that can go into that. It's just my hunch.
Right.
That's not going to happen again to us next year.
No, it shouldn't happen to us. I just think that this team is going to be different altogether, man. And I just think that we're going to teach and have a different type of environment, a different type of level of constraints. And we'll see this team get more turnovers and takeaways. We might get more points scored on us, but for dog it, I look at teams like the Colts when they won their Super Bowl with Peyton Manning. They had a lot of turnovers. They were able to create a lot of turnovers or takeaways. And I look at the Saints that year when they won the Super Bowl. They was able to create a lot of turnovers and takeaways. And believe it or not, the Green Bay Packers, when they won the Super Bowl, they was able to get those turnovers and takeaways. So I just think that this team will be a hungry team, and the offense will be fine, just fine. If not, the offense will be better, because you add in a Sedarian Lamb, and I just look at it from those aspects
I
of it.
think situationally it will, though, because I think about drops that Cobb has. I'm not really thinking CD Lamb will have that.
Right.
I'm thinking his talent in general gives you a different type of receiver, and that in losing Cobb, you needed to be able to recoup that, and you did, plus more. Because there was I think Cobb led in the league in drop passes. And that's, that was another of our problem. We'd be driving down, and then all of a sudden we'd turn over the ball on 3rd and 6.
Yeah.
Or 3rd and 2. So situationally, I think CD Lamb does make you better than what you have in Cobb. Personnel, is a big difference. That's why we, kind of want Jamal Adams, but, I don't. That's a hefty price in itself.
Yes, indeed. But I really appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for calling in, fam, from the 409. Really appreciate you, my brother.
Oh, yes, sir.
Salute. Good call from him, man. All right, so we're just going to do some rapid fire, man, for those who call in. Just let me know what you guys want to know, what's on your mind. Speak your mind. Johnson, I saw where you called. You left a voicemail message. You can always text this number, 682-214-4087, 469. What's good?
From the 469, you know it's about that time. What's going on? This is James from the 4.
A 4 over here, man. Drop down some education for the nation. I do see that people was posting in the chat that Dak Prescott officially signed today. So he officially did sign it today.
That's good. We need him in those meetings. New head coach, same offensive coordinator. We need them to get on the same page. Yeah. If not, we risk the potential that we have to be an NFC contender, NFC championship contender. That's what I'm calling us. Now there are a couple of things that are still left to be desired. Number one, our offensive line. What are we going to do at guard? What are we going to do at center? Where are we with Connor McGovern, Tyler BDosh, badass as we like to call him? You know what I'm saying? Where are we at with with Connor Williams? You know what I'm saying? Are we going to move him as a swing tackle? What are our moves there? Also, another position of concern for me is strong safety. We have a lot of potential candidates. We got a lot of cornerbacks that we're probably not going to be able to keep. What's going to be the best move there? You see what I'm saying? Because as you last couple of callers, turnovers. We don't have them. Ain't had them. We need them. And you just said last call. These defenses that won championships created turnovers. 2014 was the last team that we had that was a dominant turnover machine with Rolando McClain and that's when Byron Jones was still at safety. Oh no, I don't think we had Byron Jones yet. I'm not sure. I think
we have. Yeah, he drafted in 15, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that was our Sterling Moore days, our Brandon Carr days, our Orlando Scandrick days, our prime Sean Lee days, that was the last time. And then, we fell off, and then we had a bad season, 8-8, all that, you know what I'm saying? Right. Anyway, the point is that we have to make sure that the people that we put on the field, they have the same philosophy. The communication is good, both offense and defense. Because if Dak is doing what he's doing, and for those who are not the Dak believers, I dare you to go out there and look and try to find 5 other quarterbacks who have been as productive as Dak has been in the last 5 years. We're talking about throws between 20 and 30 yards. Right. We're talking about fourth quarter drives. We're talking about third down completion percentage. Go and find 5 quarterbacks that have been better than Dak in those stats, because when you have your quarterback topping those stats, your offense is a top 10, top 5 offense. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much. I wanted to make it quick. You know what I'm saying? But those are the things that we need to consider. Dak is going. We need Dak in. We need him to sign this tender. We need him in on those meetings with McCarthy, with Kellen Moore. They need to. He needs to be there. So this is a good move. The contract is going to get done. You think Jerry Wayne knows what he sees on that field? And if you think Jerry Wayne is going to let Dak walk in the next couple of years, you must got something on your pipe that you're smoking. You know what I'm saying? So,
boy, you spitting the truth, man. Yes,
hey, that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. One thing that's gonna and if the offensive line gets shored up, those 2 horses we got in the backfield, along with the 3, I mean, and then go look at our NFC East defenses. How many top tier cornerbacks? How many top tier linebackers do we have? We only have one that came in from Detroit. Darius Slay with the Eagles. That's the only one in 3 teams. In 3 other teams, that's the only one. That's the only team with a top tier cornerback. And I don't think he got smoked for young Amari. You know what I'm saying? A healthy Amari. You know. So let's just objectively look back at this and let's see how easy the path possibly can be just going through the East.
Yeah.
If we go through the East, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Now they're gonna have to do that work.
Right.
Everybody's gonna have to stay healthy. We're going to have to produce. I have to go back to Garrett. We gotta execute. But I believe they're gonna do it. I believe they're gonna do it. You know. So my last thing is shout out to you, Law. Happy Father's Day, brothers.
Thank
you know, we know you got the one on the way. I hope the queen is doing good and the little princesses are doing good too, man. Keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thing. And we will follow the leader.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you, man, so much. The 4th, you know.
The 4th.
The 4th in the house.
And this is you don't get no better coverage than this. So all y'all out there, I saw the chat box. It was looking a little low. Let's get them donations up because this is our nation to help grow the nation. It don't get no better than this.
Yes, indeed,
right?
man. I really appreciate you so much, man.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Love you all. All right.
All right. Happy belated Father's Day to you as well. Cowboy Nation, it is what it is. Here we go. 9-10. You in. 9 dime. What's on your mind? You What's up, fam?
What's up, brother?
Yeah, I know
good news.
You finna drop
good
the education
news.
down for the
good
nation.
news, but I say gotta pay our quarterback. So hey, 4 years, 140 mil after that. Give them to him. 35 apiece, 35 a year. He just wanted that. He didn't want the long term 5th year. He was gonna get that 33 million just sitting up there, Kirk Cousins style. He just wanted to stand there for 140, maybe 150 with some incentives. Then you still not a salary cap purgatory.
Yeah.
You still. And the NFL hasn't agreed yet on that own little quarterback salary cap issue. When they having their own salary cap. That makes me feel good today, fellas. Because it started not signing Randall Cobb. It started not signing Robert Quinn. It started Travis Frederick retiring. That freed up this moment for us. Freed up this moment.
Right.
Now, if y'all want to go get Jamal, that's going to be a rental. You can go get him for a couple years for a rental.
Yeah.
But where we position when our salary cap now, getting this out the way, and then extending him again, that's going to be key for the Gallups.
Yeah.
Maybe LVE. Somebody in the linebacker core is going to be a casualty. That's why Luke Gifford going to have to be well grown.
Yeah.
But, and give us the ability, okay, if we don't get Jamal, we might can get another killer at cornerback or safety in a good price range.
But you see what they're doing now. You see the go crazy game. The Jets organization released the fact that Jamal Camp is looking for $20 million a year, and Jamal Camp is saying, "Nah, we didn't say that we wanted $20 million." You see how the game go? You know,
and the lie detector test.
Yeah,
that's the lie.
That's the lie.
Come on.
So
a safety
Jets
getting 20. Come on.
And they think that
so he'll get 5 years,
now,
80 million.
5 years, 80
100 million.
Well, yeah,
5 years, 100 million.
100 million. Yeah. So
70 guaranteed. Nah, bro. You now pull the wool over the eyes. Jamal Adams, pray you get 15, dog. Pray. Because you see what Clowney looking at right now. Like, oh, I can't up my price needle. Because, like I say, Law, strength in numbers.
Numbers, yeah.
Because you can have that high price DeMarcus Ware, but that other side don't be weak.
Right.
The other side is going to be weak. See, Denver, they did it great. They drafted the Bradley Chubb early. He has 5 years of control instead of 4. That's when I said on the last show, you got to draft, and when you draft good. Because that first round, you have 5 years. Even if you want to throw a temper tantrum, I'm like, nah, we still got you 5 years, and you don't get paid buku money on that 5th year.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a lot of smoke and mirrors, fellas. But I like to tell Cowboy Nation, remember Tyron Crawford now when that money get off the books.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind. Because it's a lot. And, you know, like we say, Stephen Jones, the restructure king. It's going to be a lot of restructuring. But Tyron Crawford, money when it get off the books, in that second year or third year for Amari Cooper, we'll have way more money to burn.
No doubt, man.
You know what I mean?
You speaking the truth, fam.
You speaking it. I told you. No more salary cap purgatory. Like, keep it at a good level. We want to play our players, but we got to understand them 4-year contracts for them second and thirds, them 3-year contracts for those below that, and the 5-year contracts gives you breathing room. So, like, you can pay this group of players, but then you don't have a second wave in 3-4 years. That's why you don't make dumb decisions. It's gonna mess you up 3-4 years down the line. Like, oh, we gave up 2 twos in 2020, but you have 2 twos. That's 4 years of good product.
It is,
and with the ability to franchise one to play it like that. Ain't long, act short. Ain't long though. You gotta have that talent, but the more 4-year contracts you have on your roster and low-level threes, cause even you have a 3, they ball out, you franchise them, they are happy. They're overjoyed.
You speaking the truth right there, man. Good Lord,
but
man.
And we got to continue hitting on that first-round pick.
You do.
No more taco problems.
No more.
Because that messes up right there, too.
Yeah, that.
I'm glad we got that money off the books, but, man, you're like, yo, we still got another killer on this rookie deal.
Yeah.
And with the extension of Randy Gregory, because he's not been able to play, we still got that control, man. Yeah. Young talent that's controlled in the prime of the years.
Man,
but
speaking
that's
it out,
my
man.
time. Love the nation. 9 down.
Appreciate you,
remember, you're rocking with the best. Law Nation.
Oh my goodness, man. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. 9 dime for your mind. Come out here speaking all the truth, man. We wet over here with the truth, man. Really appreciate you, bro.
All right, brother.
Hey, spitting nothing but the truth. We wet. We didn't open up no umbrellas. We got wet all over us from that, man. All right, so I'm going to probably take one more call, man, and I'm going to have to bounce like a basketball. 972, what's new?
Yo, what up, Law?
What's good with you, man? Talk to me.
What's up, man? Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Yes,
I'm gonna just make good 4 points, and I'm gonna get on your day. So I'm gonna educate the Dallas Nation on our patch real quick.
Okay.
If that's okay with you.
That's good with me, man.
So-
I'm gonna pull out my pad, man. I got my notepad here, man. Let me write my pen out. You're gonna educate the nation. Go ahead.
All right. So first, we got to realize the Cowboys is Jerry's world. All right. So
Okay.
have you ever seen that movie V for Vendetta?
Yeah.
That quote. If you ever look to the guilty, you must look in the mirror. And I think Jerry finally realized that this year. So Jerry realizing, because promise you, in the era of Romo and Garrett, I promise you he was doing so much to get them those 2 rings, or get him some rings for his sons, you know?
Right.
Especially Romo and Garrett. I bet you if they won the Super Bowl together, I bet you Jerry would have been, heaven. You know, that's it. I done my goal. I did what I did to do in my life, you know?
Right.
But let's realize it will never come to fruition, because when Romo got paid, I'm talking about got paid.
Right.
We kind of struggled. I ain't gonna lie. We couldn't build a team around that. And then with Jason Garrett coaching, well, that's already the nail in the coffin. So, Stephen Jones and Will McClay, I think, told Jerry, "Hey, let us build the blocks to build the dynasty." And I think Jerry was like, "All right, I'll let y'all do that, but let me keep Jason Garrett along the way." All right, we'll let you do that. So Garrett, I'll give you the first 3 strikes.
Okay.
So, let me see.
I got the first. I got the first one down as Jerry World. You know, I wrote that down. So number 2 is what?
Let me see. Number 2 would be the strikes of when Jerry finally realized it's time to move on. So in 2017, the Jason Garrett loses, and then that's strike 1.
Okay.
That 2017 season was a strike 1. 2018 season, we get to the playoffs with the Rams. Strike 2. He cannot make adjustments to win the game at all. He refused to tell the defensive coach, "Hey, I think they're running the ball. I think we should stop that." Nah, let them keep running down our throats, you know?
Right.
Number 3, strike number 3. With the best team we have around in 2019, Michael Gallup, Amari Cooper, Randall Cobb, Jason Witt and Glazer, even with Blake Jarwin. And hey, we got all this hype. And I bet you Jerry Jones made a phone call at night like, "Hey man, you know, this might be it. So you gotta do something for me, unless I can't do anything, because you already hear Cowboy Nation over here. They want to let you go." And so that's exactly what happened. When the Eagles game came to fruition, the exact same thing happened as the Rams. No adjustments were made. Nothing could stop with the downfall of Jason Garrett. I just saw it. So like I said in there, on the call, I think that was a recipe for success, because I feel now's a new era. And another earlier phone call said it. With Will McClay's coaching staff, we have coaches that can coach. And that is the one thing that can elevate us, is giving these players a chance not only to play their game, but elevate their game doing at it. Yes, there's going to be risk, but that's the risk I'm willing to take in order to win. You know, like I said, Jason Garrett was too comfortable swimming with the fishes. He never wanted to swim with the sharks. And with everyone's fussing about Dak Prescott getting paid. Guess what? Next year, especially 2 to 3 years, this contract is going to be chunk change.
Right.
Mahomes is going to probably get 45 million.
Yeah.
Lamar maybe like, let's say 38 to 42 million. Burrow, Burrow, if they really want to risk it for the biscuit, the Bengals like, "Hey, this is our franchise guy. We're going to sign him long term." You know, I'm pretty sure he's going to be up there too. So, like I said, Dak deserves every penny he deserves to get paid. Not only has he carried us this franchise more than Romo in the last 8 years that he played, like, come on, Romo in the last 10 years, how many playoffs has he been to?
Well,
2.
I forgot to count, you know.
2.
2.
And then 1, he snuck the fumble and lost against the Seahawks.
Oh, you talking about that one? Yeah.
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 And Dak Prescott, he ain't afraid of no Seahawks. He ain't afraid of no 49ers. But I'll tell you what he is afraid of. I'll tell you of that sideline of calling a bad play, because I promise you, when Jason Garrett calls some of the plays, I can just see it when in some games, like, damn it,
yeah,
he stopped me again. And it's hard to play when you're handcuffed in water. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to swim like that.
Yeah,
it's hard to swim. So
right.
that's all I got for you, Law. It's like Jerry finally realized that, hey, coaching does matter, and I do need to let this coaching staff make this adjustment in order to succeed. And I feel, and we're gonna get turnovers. We're gonna score some points, and I think the only people that can stop us is ourselves. That's it.
Man, good call, man. Thank you so much for calling in. I got all of the notes written down. Really appreciate you, my brother. Salute.
No problem. Peace.
That's a good call from him, man. All right, phone lines are closed. As we close, Cowboy Nation, I just want to tell everybody that, this is a new era, a new team, a new feeling, a new vibe. Dak Prescott officially signed, so therefore he will be in the facilities. He will be picking up the playbook, going through his physicals or whatever it may be, and then they can probably renegotiate, the 4-year contract. Maybe, just maybe by July the 15th, we will have something in stone. Maybe, just maybe, for those who like the Jamal Adams situation, maybe they can work something out to offer the Jets a good deal, and then the Jets cave in and they do that thing. There could be a case in the scenario, not saying that will happen, and not saying that I want that to happen, because everybody know I'm tired of hearing the news of Jamal Adams to the Dallas Cowboys. Nevertheless, if he so happened to put on the silver and blue, it'll be nice to see number 33 with that number out there with the silver and blue running around hitting people. That would be nice to see. I won't lie to kick it to you guys. Nevertheless, football need to be played, so nothing is given to us. We have to earn everything. And I want people to know that his hits and everything that he does will be under a bigger microscope. It will be under a bigger spotlight, basically. So it could be a hit that's too high, he's going to get fined. It could be a hit too low, he's going to get fined. He's going to get flagged. He's going to get kicked out of the game. He can't make statements and stuff like he was doing over there in Jetsland. Remember, this team is highly scrutinized. A lot of people would like to be on this team until they get here and they say, man, I can't pluck my nose without the camera on me. I can't shoot a plastic cup or whatever it may be into the trash can and miss, and for that to not be on the headline news. And that's just how it goes. Remember this. The Cowboys didn't win the Super Bowl last year. It's been since 1995, 96 season, the last time we hosted that Lombardi Trophy. But everybody news and everybody talk track been the Dallas Cowboys. Let me know where I'm lying. If you was an alien from outer space and you came on to this particular planet and you turn on ESPN, you would never ever knew who the Kansas City Chiefs are. You wouldn't even know where they play at, But they are the Super Bowl champs. They are. But according to the ESPN, NFL.com, NFL Network, whatever website you turn on, you would think that this Cowboys team, they've won multiple Super Bowls every year. Let me know if I'm lying. Let me know, because everything runs and operates through the Dallas Cowboys, and it's an extra added pressure. So if you guys think, when you look, the craziest thing about it is that everybody's in the love affair with Andy. But when I started turning on the tape and I saw those pick sixes, and I said, man, it reminds me of Matt Castle. He can get away with it in Cincinnati land. But those 3 pick six, 3, not 1, not 2, 3, like you throwing the ball and the opposition take it and go to the house with it. He can get away with it. People forget about it over there in Cincinnati. But man, baby, I'm telling you guys, you would not forget about it over here in Dallas land. You would not. They would play that thing multiple times. They would have, oh, yes, accident waiting to happen type of talk track. You will have all of those naysayers to come out and spit all of that rhetoric throughout the entire planet. Like that's the only team that was on that Sunday. I digress. Nevertheless, man, I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank those who made the donation. Thank those who wanted to give and couldn't give. And thank those who supported this channel by sharing this content, man. Shout out to Young Dollar Wilson again, man. Really appreciate you. Lord Nova, Landon, thank you so much. Philly Notion, he jumped in and made some payments over here, man. I really appreciate you for help elevating the nation. Although I cannot utter the words of fly, Eagles fly to the land of no victories, because that's where they're going to fly. I cannot utter the words to the land of, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you know it, Philly Notion. You guys got stomach muscles in your neck because you're looking up and you want to be where the Dallas Cowboys are at, regardless of how you look at it now, regardless of how you say it. And even though we haven't won anything since 1995 and 96 season, we've been on vacation for so long that you guys still haven't caught up. If anything, Philadelphia Eagles, their entire fan base, need to catch up with the Washington Redskins. And then when y'all catch up and beat them, hopefully you can catch up with the Giants. And then we be the big boss at the end of the game, right? We will be the one. Shout out to Jim Laws, man. Really appreciate you, James Dunn. James Reynolds, too, man. Really appreciate the fourth. Really appreciate you, man. Lord Nova again. Tyler Smith. Quest Dak Who. Really appreciate you guys, man. Over here on the Facebook group, Michael Campbell. Who's this? Pelion. And Elvis. Or Elvin. Let me know. Rodney Christopher McNair. Really appreciate you, man, so much. Hey, I got to get my music going. I want people to let me see that fire and desire. Cash, what's good with you, man? Y'all know, play my music, man. Let's go. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah. Let's go. I need to see fire before I go. I need to see some fire, baby. I need to see some fire. Yeah, let's get some fire in this thing. They say a prize fighter, even when he's down. Shout out to you, Chris Stone. Even when he's down, he continue to find a way to shoot those blows. They say when you're up against the struggles, meet it squarely face to face. Lift your chin, set your shoulders, plant your feet, and take a brace. When it's vain to try to dodge it, do the best that you can do. You may fall, you may conquer. See this thing through. Even hope may seem but futile. Then with trouble may be beset. Remember, you facing what other legends have met. Roger Staubach, Troy Aikman, Emmett, Michael Irvin. Oh, Jim Jeffcoat. We facing what other legends have met. Head high, eyes through the finish. Let's see this thing through, Cowboy Nation. One way or another, let's continue to grind and shine. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go.
This is Sparta!
Yeah, let's battle, baby. Let's battle.